video marathon continues. I got a couple of requests for the gorilla milk. Now, some of you may have seen the 3.5 hour long video where I made gorilla milk at the end. Today, I'm going to make gorilla milk at the beginning and only gorilla milk, okay? So that we can rush through this DTM style. So get your bucket of popcorn. Can you dig it? So what we got here is we got some soaked almonds, truly raw almonds, okay? We got some coconut water, some coconut meat, okay? I'll show you what a young Thai coconut looks like. These little bad boys. So this is 2 of them. Today I think I'm gonna make about a gallon of gorilla milk, and then it lasts for like 72 hours in the fridge. Then you can just shake it, knock it back. It's all good. So here's the, I'll show you first how to make the yogurt and / milk. So it's gonna be a little bit more watery today. So it's gonna have some nice, you can make yogurt or you can make coconut almond milk. And that's what I'm going to do today for the gorilla milk. Then I'm going to add apple and cucumber and celery and kale and cilantro. And then I'm going to mix those 2 together in equal portions. And it's actually like one of the best things that you can have on planet Earth. It's amazing, delicious, filling, ultra nourishing. I have this philosophy that you could live off of gorilla milk for a long, long time. And one of these days, when the timing is right, I am going to do just that, as a matter of fact. Until then, let's make some gorilla milk. I'll have this for dinner sometimes. Sometimes, like last night, I had it for dessert. You know, I had a salad. I didn't have much. And I didn't really want to go to the grocery store because normally a nice big salad is what I need, but I didn't really have much in the way of lettuce. So I had a smaller salad and I was like, okay, I'm not really topped off. So I went and had a gorilla milk for dessert. So let's get started here. First and foremost, I'm going to make the milk portion. Okay, so this is a 1.5 cups of almonds. And this is a 1.5 cups of coconut meat. And this is about 2.5 cups of coconut water, okay? Next, I want to add the Paradigm Natural Protein, one of my favorite things on planet Earth. It's what makes this gorilla milk amazing. Nourishing and nutritive. The Paradigm Natural Protein was out of stock for a long time only because the bags were stuck on a boat. They got the bags, it's back in stock, so stock up on Raw Life Protein. It's made from pea protein, hemp protein, and it's got some fructosaccharides, which is the prebiotics. It's got the goji berry protein, which is known to stimulate human growth hormone. And then it's got protease, a protein splitting enzyme, and it's got 5 strains of proteolytic probiotics. So to me, when I think of that and I think of health, I think that's a brilliant, genius formulation, okay, for someone who wants to eat plant-based, highly absorbable because it's micronized protein, so it opens a lot of surface area and you're able to really absorb the amino acids and it makes you stronger. You know, if you go and you are regular in your fitness routine, it has allowed me to go to yoga every day and just really have intense workouts, and now I'm going like twice a day. And the yoga is awesome because you stay flexible and you stay very, very fit and you sweat everything out, and if you're worried about viruses, the heat kills them. So it's pretty goddamn amazing. So stay hot, stay in the sun, you know, and don't worry about a thing, little baby. Okay, so the next is going to be just a little, oh, you know, here's the scooper, which I never use, but we'll say 2 scoops of Paradigm Natural, okay? And then you want to throw in some Life Essentials, which is the vitamin E. I just slammed it. Lemon Ginger Blast. This is made out of rice. So it's raw rice protein. It's the rice bran, and the bran is the part of the plant that is the amino acids that allows the plant to grow. So you eat the Life Essentials, and it'll make you grow. So very easily absorbable. Also, all 22 essential amino acids in the natural protein, and all 22 essential amino acids in the Life Essentials, and you get the vitamin E and the antioxidants, so you get the neuroprotective effects of vitamin E and all the antioxidants. Plus, the main thing, the most important thing, is it just tastes delicious, and it adds a great texture and flavor to your yogurts, your dressings, and your milks. And by the way, like a 6-month-old baby can digest this stuff. Okay, so I'm going to put a couple scoops of the Life Essentials in there as well. Can you dig it? Okay, so now then the easy part. Oh, last but not least, a little tiny scoop of the Life Biotic. Can you dig it? For culturization purposes. So that helps to break down all the carbs, the proteins, and the fats, and make everything super easily absorbable. Plus, it also inoculates your whole gastrointestinal tract from your mouth to your anus with beneficial microorganisms, probiotics. Can you dig it, baby? So here we go. So that's pretty good. I would say that's pretty good. If I wasn't making a video, I'd let that go for another 30 seconds. But this is actually very thick yogurt style. What I'm going to do is, just for my own sense of satisfaction, I am going to add a little bit more of the coconut water here. Just one more, just to thin it out a little bit. I knew that was going to happen, but I'm going big. I'm just going to make this one batch, and it should hold me, because I'm actually got to move and stuff, and I'm going to want these Gorilla Milks for my moving process, so that it'll already be done. Usually I only make like a double batch, like 2, but I'm going to make 4 today. So this will thin this out a little bit and give me a little bit of extra more milk. Okay, good enough. Now, see, the thing is, what I could do is strain it through this. And I would have to knock it down in there and shake it and use a spoon. And then there'd be a bunch of fiber from the almond shells left in here, which, by the way, you could take it and eat it, and it's delicious. Or you could I make these little angel cookies out of it. You add a little cinnamon, a little honey, and then you dehydrate it, and it's absolutely delicious. And then in the dehydrator, they just, you're like, oh, cookies, cookies. Then if you are a little cookie person, you can have your little cookies. But I just leave it. I leave the fiber. I don't even strain it. So I'm going straight in. And that is, there we go. That is a 1.5 quarts. And now for the green juice portion, this would make a great green juice on its own, but then we'll mix it. So let's get started on that, so we can keep this, as short as we can. The DTM, the talking man, can you dig it? Kale. Dude, people are like, oh, kale. You wouldn't eat kale. I would. I love the taste and the texture of kale. And I have come to respect kale, because in the wintertime, when you're a raw foodie person and everything else is dead, there's the kale plant. hallelujah. And you're having like kale for Thanksgiving, kale for Christmas. And then the apples are on the trees too after the first frost. So you go out and you get the apples off the tree. Then you grew these beets that are like this big, because everyone would laugh. I'd go through and I'd be like, plowing the dirt with the, because normally what they would do, old school, was they would run over the dirt once or twice with the rototiller. Nah, man. Early in the season, before, and so I would let the worms all come back and stuff. I would go through it and just all day for like a couple of days, like 8 hours a day. And it'd be like this. The soil would be like this. And they were all laughing at me because they were old school, old time farmers. Well, guess what? They ain't never seen beets this big, carrots this long, daikons this long, you know what I'm saying? And a prolific garden, but mostly the beets as big as my head. Carrots like that, because the soil, so I loosen up the soil, then I let it chill, then I let the worms come back, then I go and plant. Now you got something, because all that soft soil, and I grew amazing foods. And then one of my staples for many years in the wintertime was always, because there was all these apple trees, nobody ate them. I was like, there was apples and cherries, and everyone would get the Schwanzman to deliver. And I'm like, this is crazy. We're living in paradise. There's cherries. I'm out there with the birds. And the horses love me, because I'd go climb an apple tree, and I'd be like, take one bite, toss it down. I said, now this is abundance. This is what God and Mother Nature meant for humans. You know, take a bite, throw the other one down to the horse. But anyways, I love kale. All that came out of my love for kale. People are like, oh, kale sucks. I'm like, Kale is good for your teeth, man. And kale is delicious, dude. It's delicious. I love it. I had kale salad for dinner the other night. Great for your teeth. I love it. The juice portion, by the way, I think I already told you, but apple, celery, cucumber, kale, cilantro. You know, you can always take your juice pulp and make crackers out of it. This would make a great cracker. The apples make it a little sweet. You got all this fiber. You just add some flax seeds and a little sea salt, blend it up with the S-blade, boom. And then you pat it into a big ball, smash it down with the Teflex sheets, put a cutting board on top of the counter on the Teflex sheet, so 2 Teflex sheets with the big ball of dough, cracker dough, and you just smash it down with the breadboard until you get a nice round, or you can make square crackers or whatever. Just want to always throw that in there in case there's anybody new around here. We're going to be doing a lot of that in the Academy this year on the Patreon Elite Video Club, the Live Foods Academy. So I can just, make sure I get all this stuff down one last time, and that'll be on my Patreon. And then the future generations can, view it later on when the raw food fad comes back, even though it's a truth. It's just not it's an inconvenient truth. It's like, but everything's so tasty, and I don't want to feel my feelings, Dan McDonald. And plus all the, everything, lots of stuff. I ain't the food police, man. Just enjoy your food. Whatever you eat, it's fine with me, man. Tell me what you want. I'll go to the store. I'll buy it. I'll cook it. I don't care what it is. You want a bacon, egg, and cheese and ham biscuit? I'll go to the store, and I don't have any pans. I don't know how I'm going to make it. I've never used that stove. Not once. So, I don't know how I'm going to make you your sausage, ham, and cheese biscuit. But you know what? If you were my friend, and this really is me, If you were my friend and you wanted a ham, egg, and cheese biscuit, I would get the ham and the egg and the cheese, and I would buy a pan, and I would make you the sandwich, and I would make it with love, and you would know that I was not judging you. Dude, that's the one thing I do. You just stay off of me and my food. You know, you get your effing ideas off my food, and that goes for vegans, carnivores, everybody. Let everybody eat what they want. Don't judge me. Don't look at me. Don't stand over my shoulder, because you'll probably get clean knocked out if you come over my shoulder and try to tell me what I'm supposed to eat or what I can't eat. That is a very private and personal thing. That's why I had to change my tune, man. I had to change my tune. I had to be more compassionate. Plus, and then I realized it's like, oh, I'm saying this stuff. You're a bad person for doing this. I really wasn't the worst dick, but it was a slight dickishness, you know? And then I was just like, dude, I'm doing all these consults, and it's like 80 to 90% of your people like eat the stuff you don't, dude. And I'm like, I better chill out on my YouTube channel, otherwise these gonna be like, man, he's a dick. I'm trying to get right with Jesus. I got this food addiction, can't break this burger addiction, and he's judging me. So I just gave up on the judgment and criticism of the people's food. That's because God is good, thank you, and taught me the ways of compassion and understanding. It's just gonna be better if I ain't nobody's judge, and there is no one right way to do anything, you know. And everyone, dude, I have all these great friends that are like, well, I'm experimenting DTM, and it's like, great, dude, go for it. How's the milk working? You know, some people, they're like, they drink milk and they're like, well, I like it. You know, it's like, okay, cool. I drank goat's milk for 2 years when I first went raw. So I thought, how am I going to get my protein? So I went and bought a couple goats, and I milked the goat, and I fed the other one, so I would take half and give the other half to my little baby, and she just became my little human goat, Gillette. And you know, that was really cool. And then finally, after a while, it was clogging me up. You know, the milk started to clog me up. And I stopped drinking it. But I kept my goats because they were like my best friends, you know. They were the coolest things ever. So we're almost up to 3. We're going to get close. We might have to throw a couple more apples in there. There's no more cucumbers. There's no more celery. I'm trying to get rid of all the food. Actually, that's why I kind of I'm just using up all the lemon ginger blast stuff. I'm using up all the Gorilla Milk stuff. I'm trying to empty out the fridge, so that I can just, you know, so when I go to move, I don't have to have a lot of food. So this is the Gorilla Milk, and it's really good. It's got a lot of carbs, proteins, and fats, and it's just one of the best dang things you'll ever have. And the other thing, too, is that I make all these other milks as well that are absolutely amazing. You can make the coconut. Try this sometime. Coconut almond milk, and then just mix it half and half with carrot juice. It's like, oh. I like the Gorilla Milk because it's green, and I like the cilantro, and I like the kale. But you can also do another one, which is the coconut almond milk with beets, apple, celery, cucumber, and carrot. That's the beauty milk. The carrot one is energy milk. You can also make monkey milk, which is just blend in a banana or 2 and maybe a date if you want, or 2. I don't use dates that often, but every once in a while I go through maybe like 1 package of dates per year. So it's pretty rare for me. The concentrated sweets I don't like. I like the high volume, watery, rich fruits and juices. You know, so I don't go for concentrated. Sweets like that, or the dried fruit. I don't do dried fruit very often. I mean, what's better than dried mangoes? So I do that occasionally, like when I fly on a plane. I might bring a bag of dried mangoes or something like that. But for the most part, my recommendation is for anyone who's interested in the health is to try to eat fresh and, whole, water rich, that hasn't been dehydrated, because it tends not to stick on the teeth as much, And a lot of times you could have unripe fruit that gets dehydrated, and then you're like, oh, it's amazing. And then because the sugars are concentrated, you don't notice the acidity. But when you eat raw, fresh, local food and fruit, you're like, now these apples are fresh. There's no denying it. Then there's the mealy ones that are from last season that are all banged up and beat up, and it's like, well, it sort of tastes like an apple. Oh, it's like soft and mushy. You want a snapping, crisp, local, in-season stuff, So, honestly, like, if you don't have like a lot of fruit, but everywhere there is something, because God and Mother Nature is good, there's always something. You can live off apples for months. You could live off these oranges over here that I just got that are local for months. You don't have to have this complicated diet. You are light. Focus on that. That's your number one source of nutrition, is light. So it looks like we got 3 quarts now, and we're gonna have, I don't know if we're gonna get 4, but I'm not gonna do anything because I don't want to add too much. You know what I could do is add another coconut, but I don't want to make this video too much longer, and I don't want to add too much apple because then it'll throw it off. It won't have that nice balance. You taste the kale, you taste the celery, you taste the apple, the cilantro, the coconut, almond milk, but not too much of any one thing. So it just creates this robust, beautiful, nourishing, smooth, creamy, alkaline, high protein, high carb, just awesomeness, okay, is what it is. So I'm not going to mess with it. It looks like I got 3.5 quarts in here, but I'm going to, I'll show you what I do. Let's take my little, this is my little coconut buddy. Look at that. Yeah, boy. To peel them coconuts, to get the coconut meat out of there. And then you take the peeler and you clean all the brown stuff off of the coconut. So, yeah. Most people that I talk to and consult with, they're like, yeah, I can open a coconut. So, that would be my computer, which does that. Every once in a while, it just comes on. So hopefully what happens, I'm going to shut that door, because if I can get over there with this cord, because I don't want to lose my monetization with music in the background. So I stayed plugged in. I'm plugged in with the cord here. I got the mic on my hat. And if it picks up the music, it'll be like, it'll demonetize and copyright strike and all that. So we're almost to 4 quarts, but I'm not going to mess with it, folks. So what I'm going to do is just, I'll leave it at that. I'll show you one maybe. I'll show you one. How we roll in, boom, and then it's just like, boom, it lasts about 72 hours. And it actually culturizes. And it's pretty damn good, dude. So there's your Gorilla Milk. I had several requests. And you don't even have to watch a 3.5 hour long video to get that. So that's 25 minutes. Hey, thanks for watching this show. And thank you for thumbs up and comments and things like that, because that puts me up in the algorithms. And thanks for coming back to pop in and check out my videos and hitting the notification. And supporting the DTM here is just kind of, I'm just, like I said in the last video, I'm like a robot. I'm just a robot. I have my narrow range of personality and what I can talk about here and who I can be. And that's okay. It's humbling. It's like, the universe is just putting me into this little role, and it's okay. It's okay. I accept that. I don't need to be important. I don't need to, go off on conspiracy stuff. You'll never hear me say the word theory, because it's not theory. It is the truth. But it doesn't matter, because we got this. What happened to the lid? There it is. We cool. I just drank a lemon ginger blast, so I'm not going to drink any gorilla milk for you today. But this is it. And this is one of my favorite raw food things. So if you ever get a chance to try that, and to see, you'll be like, I know what he's talking about. Just get the ratios right. It's taken me a while. It's the fundamentals. I've been going over and over and over. And I got this great, it's like I got juices. I got like whole fruits. Look at this. This is just amazing. These were picked yesterday. So high vibration. Then I just eat them, just delicious. Or make juice out of them. So I like juices. I like the yogurts. I like the gorilla milk. I like the herbs, and I think it's good to have a nice balance and repertoire of live foods, easily digestible foods, so you can, flow with the stages of your life and with the seasons. And, sometimes you need a little bit more something. Other times you can really go light. Other times you want something that's a little more, heavy. And other times you want a nice big fat wrap full of avocados and sprouted, walnuts or whatever. So a nice repertoire, and that way you can just stay the course, and eat wholesome foods without going off the rails. So I wish everyone the absolute best in their journey towards radiant health. And I'm having a good time on this video marathon. I never know when it's going to be my last, because I'm going to get a phone call sometime today telling me that my new apartment's ready. Then I got to load up the stuff and clean up everything. It's going to take me a few days, so I may not have a chance to make any videos. I don't know how it's all going to unfold. And then I've got a family gathering, kind of a pre-New Year's kind of thing. And then on Friday, I've got the live hangout on Zoom. That's at the Elite Video Club on Patreon. I got a whole bunch of new people over there, so I really appreciate that. I'm really excited to meet a bunch of new people, and for the new people to meet the old people. And the old gangsters have been the OGs all the way back. Dawn and AJ and Lori and Kate's been there forever, and Mike and Cleon. I hate to leave anyone out, but just all the OGs that have been there since the beginning, that have just been a huge blessing to me, not only financially, but also just while I was going through some hard times. They were just there like, DTM, be yourself. They never put no pressure on me, and it was just, they were very supportive. So it was like, I always would make a joke like, you guys are giving me $39 a month? I should be giving you guys $39 a month. But they saw in me what I couldn't see in myself, and they kept me going. And then after all this work, I've been kind of waking up like, hey, like accepting and everything, and knowing that there's like these things in there, and that I don't need to be perfect in order to get up here and share whatever I do know, whatever I do love. I thought I had to be like this perfect person, and I'm just not, and I never will be, except I'm perfectly imperfect. And so are you, and so are we all. So we can just, okay, boom, okay. Let's keep it at a nice, we'll go to 30 minutes. I like round numbers, or I like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. That was the video just before this, was 1 hour, 11 minutes, and 11 seconds. This one is going to be, go to 30 minutes, and then you got to stop at 1 second before you want to get it, because then the YouTube adds a second for some reason. So it's a pretty cool little fun game I've been trying to play. So we'll go to straight 30 minutes on this one if we can. Love yourself, and try the gorilla milk, stay healthy, be happy. DTM loves you and thanks you so much for your support. There's so many of my friends out there, and I'm really I feel blessed. I feel so grateful to have this platform, and we're going to be a good little boy and keep it. So we'll just do the same thing over and over again. And then we'll slip in some little nuggets. Can you dig it? Okay. Mwah. God bless you. Peace be with you. Okay, here we go. Ready? We can do this. You got to hit it right at the right time.